What do you say, baseball fans? Rye Bread talking baseball episode 86. We're not out of anything. We're just counting them down. Rays get a walk-off last night, a little correction. Shouldn't have come to that, though. Rays get up early. Lowe hits a grand salami. And then here come the Indians. Tough night for Drew Rasmussen after we said yesterday how many cards of his we've been collecting. Karma! But it's all right. I don't mind as long as they get the W. Rich Hill came back to earth a little bit. A little correction was due for him. He's been pitching great. He's got a fantastic curveball. That's life in the big city when you can throw a curveball like Rich Hill, Dick Mountain, if you will. But you have to expect at his age that he's going to come back to earth a little bit, and he did. Big deal. Rays get the W anyway, off today because the big storm's coming through. Tropical storm, Hurricane Elsa, on the way actually here. That's why we're coming at you a little bit early today on Talking Baseball. I had my Reyes all set up. I have a numbered Reyes gold trim card that's just wonderful. Franmil Reyes gets 5 ribbies last night and helps lead that comeback for the Indians. But the Tribe come up short, and Rays needed that one, got that one, because the best team in baseball, in my estimation right now, the Boston Red Sox, they have the most wins. Winning percentage is, I think, a couple points still in favor of the Giants out there. But Red Sox win 5-4, and that's more wins than anybody. Looking at 54 Ws for the Red Sox. And that East-West clash keeps getting tasty out there. East-West New York Yankees and Seattle Mariners teeing it up. Mariners are 2 games ahead of the Yankees in the wild card. So, like we've been saying all year, that East-West thing is one big division. So if the Yankees looking at this game, they're 2 games back of Seattle, and they need them. In Seattle, I just can't say enough about how they righted the ship and bounced back. They're a fun team, although out west, it's hard to stay up, admittedly, from these East Coast games, if I'm being honest, especially with the Bolts play it. Bolts drop a heartbreaker in OT, but don't worry about it. Just going to follow the mayor's ridiculous advice to lose one and come home and win it in front of the fans. But this is a baseball show. We're not dropping pucks here. But, I mean, check out the Stanley Cup Finals. My God, what's wrong with you? Red Sox have a plus 64 margin. Of course, that's a great run differential. And I was looking through that first-placed clubs and their run differential because I noticed that the Mets were so low. And it turns out the Mets end up beating Woody yesterday. The Brewers are still in control of the Central. But the Mets have a plus 7 run differential, and the Boston Red Sox at plus 64 are next. Everybody else has more than 64, some up in the hundreds. I think it was like 137 for the Astros, 131, something like this. 44 and 37, your New York Mets, your AL East leading Mets. And for comparison, the Brewers, a team that I don't think many people gave a chance to be ahead in their division at this point, they're looking at a 51 and 35 record for comparison. The White Sox have 49 wins. That's the second lowest win total for a division leader right now. But the American League Central wasn't going to be much of a race. We highlighted that in the opening when we had the Tigers. The Tigers won again, 7-3 at Texas. But I don't think the Tigers are ready to challenge the White Sox. Cleveland can storm back and come close, apparently. They've lost a lot of games in a row. They probably could use a break. But coming off an overtime win with that day off, that's got to be nice for the Rays, and we needed it. I know I'm bouncing around a little bit here, trying to get out in time before the power goes out and the storm comes through and washes us away. But before we go, A's at Houston. Bassitt, the all-star snub. The guy's nails. He's a top 10 pitcher in almost every category in the American League, and he's not on the all-star team. I'm hoping Kevin Cash can find a way to put him on the club if there's a late withdrawal. And a side note to that, Ohtani apparently is all set to pitch and hit in the all-star game. That's going to be pretty awesome. But don't count out Houston at home with Framber Valdez on the mound. Framber Valdez, man, another one of these pitchers for Houston that just goes out there and wins games. Houston is just tough to beat at their place, and I think the A's need these games going into the All-Star break, tighten it up a little bit here. Not like the All-Star break is the halfway point. We've already passed the halfway point, but it's kind of mentally the de facto halfway point. And of course, we call it first half, second half based on the All-Star game. Or at least that's just how the industry kind of looks at it, as the All-Star being the midway point, even though numerically it is not. It's close enough. Anyway, I want to make sure that we tell everybody out there in Florida, man, be safe. These storms are no joke. I know I got some peeps down there in South Florida. Be careful down there. Don't just blow it off. We're going to go put some gas in the car, make sure we got some water. Don't buy any wood to put on your windows. You'll be in the poorhouse. But enough about that. We're going to keep it quick today. Rays off. Be back for a doubleheader on Wednesday. All right, we'll see you again tomorrow. We're going to do 162.